All right, I'm Jeff. I'm trying to save this for posterity. I'm not an expert at mounting bindings on skis. Watched a bunch of video, done some research, and figure I'd capture what I'd learned and pass it on if it's useful. So first you have to make sure that you can acquire a template for your binding. I was able to find this on the internet. Search your binding. There's some sources out there. You need the appropriate drill bit. This one happens to be 4.1 by 9 millimeter. Tends to be used for a lot of skis. And then I just have a little drill bit that I can use to kind of start the holes a little bit. Hopefully be a little more precise than this tip, although that tip is fairly pronounced. So the bindings are Fisher-Tor Classics. These are a lot like they are made by Dynafit, so they're pretty much the rotation 10 or has a DIN setting. And I found the easiest thing to do actually was to make a template first. So find the center line on the template, and then you can get the binding laid out on the template. And once that is accomplished, you can test the fit on the boot and take advantage of positioning the binding properly on the ski and then finding the center line. And what was nice about this is once I got this sorted out, and actually I realized these holes needed to come up a bit further so I could have the adjustment that I wanted. I basically wanted it to be able to move only 1/3 forward and go 2/3 backwards so it could make room for a bigger boot. So I played around with that to get the positioning and realized that I need to be 1 millimeter forward on these holes. Anyways, the template allowed me to get that all figured out without damaging or doing any damage to the ski. And then I could just position the template on the ski. Now I know where my holes need to be. The center line matches up with the center line of the ski. So I've already established where the center line of the boot, which is marked on the boot, it ends up being in line with the center line of the ski. In some installations, depending on your preference, you might have it forward or backwards. Here we're just mounting it dead center on the ski. And then the other important element of this is finding the center of the ski. So I use the template as a test, but then I'm pretty satisfied with my, or I should say I use the jig as a test that I made. I'm pretty satisfied with my templates. So then I just needed to find the center line of the ski and then establish where it needed to be located on the ski, which my template made that really easy. And then mark and begin to be ready to basically drill. And the way you find the center line of the ski is you basically take a strip of paper, you mark where you're going to use it on the ski, and when you take it off, it has very defined lines. You lay it flat and you can measure the distance between the two lines and establish where the center is, and then re-tape it onto the ski and repeat that process and then check it in the middle. So that's what I've done. So we've gotten to the point where we're all mocked up, ready to go. Everything's pretty certain at this point. And then, of course, putting the skis side by side, the binding, the tape jobs aren't identical, but the locations line up. And if there's a tiny bit of variation from ski to ski, I don't think it's incredibly detrimental. And they should more or less be exactly positioned on the ski with reference to the center line. So that's what we've done, and time to start drilling.